send it to Big
So
Agnes.
yeah, because look, I got one that's patched, still more air coming out, and then these are not patched. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, you can at least
6, 7. It's all in the dimples. I mean, it shouldn't be like that. Another one here. Another one here. This is why it just slowly leaks.
Yeah.
I mean, you at least have 2 that you know for sure that you should patch. Cause
these 2 big ones. This one, this one. I mean, it's all the dimples. I should just I have super glue.
That one would be that one right there. Look at that one.
Yep.
Dude, I can't believe you've been dealing with that. That's blowing my mind.
Dude, this is I blow it up like 4 or 5 times. I think that's when it'll hit home. Sweating. But all right. Welcome. I just looked at it. Bigelows West. More on today later, but I'm going to take in this view. So on top of Bigelow Avery Peak. Did not know it was Myron Avery, but now I do because of that plaque. And now I have to decide, do I want to do 2 miles? It's just past 4 o'clock, 2 miles down, or push it 6.6 and be fighting off dusk and daylight, or limited daylight, I should say, or darkness, fighting off darkness. Yeah, but it's nice to be up here and the weather's beautiful, so depends on how long I sit up here, I guess will help my decision. This is nice.
With me standing there?
Yeah, bud. Nice, dude. That's going in. I'm gonna cut this out and just put you tripping. That was home last night. It was a good one. Oh, good morning. I am currently sitting exactly where I slept. I was laying here just a few hours ago. It's the Stafford Notch campsite, and it is mile 2020.5. So apparently, according to some other hikers that I trust their information, which is pretty rare. A lot of people out here are bravely and confidently putting out false information, but apparently, and through comments as well, after the next 4 miles the terrain really eases up and becomes cruisy again, and you can make miles. So I have a plan. It is past 9 to go 22 for the day, something like that. And yeah, yesterday I decided to just do the shorter 2 miles after the peak because I wanted to stay up there for a while, and it would have been a long push to get to the campsite that's 5 miles from here, 7 miles from there. So it was a good decision. I got to sit up there with beautiful weather and just take it in, and I was tired. Plus, shortest day out of town, heavy. The pack's going to be the heaviest. You get to camp earlier, eat. It's just a lot of times the best decision. But today it's past 9. Got my back against the wall as usual, but that's kind of when I thrive, and we'll see. If I don't get the 22, I'm not worried. Big Lug really wants to finish on the 25th, and I'm ready to be done, as I've said, but I keep going back and forth. Maybe I might take a day or two, 0, just to rest. I really wish I took a 0 at that Roadhouse hostel, main Roadhouse, but the reason is my plans have changed now. But I was gonna have two days to kill to wait for my dad to pick me up, but he's not picking me up anymore, so I was gonna return, and I kind of got this idea in my head of how awesome it would be to be at a hostel that I liked for 2 days after I was done, and I could cook meals and not worry about having miles to go. I still may return to that hostel because I liked it that much, but it might be a little bit differently than just getting dropped off and waiting for my dad. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But I wanted to share the conflict of wanting to be done, but then also needing rest through this section. I mean, really, the Whites and then Southern Maine together just beat the hell out of you. And yeah, I need time to rest, but every day I take off is a day that I finish later. So it's kind of that, what's better, rest when you're done and you can completely rest and completely recover, or rest during the middle of it when you still have miles to go. So I decided to push, and I will keep pushing until I really can't. And if I need a 0 day and don't finish with Big Lug, that's fine by me. We each have our own hike, and I've been doing my own thing since the start, and it'd be nice to finish with him, but if it doesn't work what's best for me, I will do a different date. And I think he's willing to finish a day later as well, so if I want to take a 0 day in Munson, which I'm thinking about at Shaw's, I may. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Finally have some time in the morning. Last one to leave camp, and yeah, I'm not as low as I was a week ago in terms of mental. I think I'm getting closer to finishing, so it's all becoming real, and the last resupply is coming up in just a few days. But yeah, I'm beat up mentally, physically exhausted, and got 20, I think multiple 20-mile days back to back. But as I mentioned, terrain should be easier, and the weather has been fantastic. Water is a little sparse. Scarce is definitely correct. And yeah, aside from that, it's been just fantastic hiking weather. It's going to be 70s and no rain in the immediate forecast. So that is where I'm at. I am all packed up. It's a pick up and go. And I got podcasts. I got headphones charged. And moving on. Moving closer to my goal. All right. After the last 225 miles, I feel like I earned a little of this. Oh, let me fix this. Yes. Welcome back. I am probably 7.5 miles, maybe just slightly under, because I just checked, to Pierce Pond lean-to, and there's also tons of stealth camping in there. So that is the goal, and there's only about 3 hours of daylight, as it is just past 4 o'clock, and my Crocs are rattling around. That's been a theme the last few days. This pad has been all sloppily thrown on, and I don't even notice or care until I was doing this and realized it's probably that annoying sound you hear. But happy with the mileage for today. It's kind of finally been flattened out. It's still rooty and rocky, still got to watch your step, but nowhere near as grueling. And I can't remember if I just said this or if I said it earlier, but the Pierce Pond, you can sign up for pancakes, and you have to sign up by tonight, and you have to be there to sign up. You can call, but he makes sure you are in that area because he doesn't want to prepare food or make food, I don't know, unless you are actually there. But with this flat terrain, I should be able to make it before it gets real dark. Last night, 7:22, and it was like dark. Not really. I'm sure there was a little bit of twilight hanging around, but it was dark. Not like just the sunset and you can still see. It was headlamp to see pretty much anything in the woods. So yeah, reflecting also on how it's coming to the end. But one thing that's been a theme among hikers is you've heard people say goodbyes. A lot of people in the same area don't have to say it yet, but you know, you separate and someone's taking a 0 day and you're not, or you plan on getting to the hostel a day before they do, you at least say a goodbye in case, which is pretty wild. And I've encountered a ton of people on this trail that already I'll never see again in my life, or certainly won't see again on this part of the hike. But it is kind of getting real, and you see someone, we saw some people slack packing, going south, and you know, you're like, hey, enjoy. You kind of give each other an early congrats, although you don't want to do that too early. That's usually other hikers that aren't through hiking that say congrats. I've gotten a few of those in Maine, but yeah, it's really hitting you in the face that there was a few today where they were going slower or they had to get off trail. Big Lug especially, because he had a tramley when I was doing my own thing after Harper's Ferry. Just like I met a lot of people that he doesn't know or didn't meet, and he had an instance today where he got to say goodbye knowing he wouldn't see this particular hiker again on the trail, maybe in future life, because there's a lot of people I hope I see again in future life and trail days and all that. But yeah, it's hitting home that sometimes now you have to just be like, hey, yeah, just in case I don't see you. Or if you don't have their contact and it's someone you've been hanging around with, you want to keep in contact, like, hey, do you have your number or Instagram or whatever you use? So thought I'd share that. That is one thing that is starting to happen now. I've seen it over the last handful of days as Monson and the 100-mile wilderness approach. But I think I've covered that. I think I've covered where I'm going for today and enjoying flat terrain. And look what happens when I can actually think and not be huffing and puffing and always tripping over myself, although I still do that when it's flat. I can actually do some updates because, as I mentioned, this last 25 miles really beat me up. So I'm also thinking, I was talking to Big Lug earlier, I think he has different plans than me, but I think I'm going to take a 0 at Shaw's on Friday, and I can still make the 25th is my goal to summit. I can still make that day with a 0, but that is to be determined. Right now, Pierce Pond, camp somewhere in that area, and hopefully get a pancake breakfast tomorrow. Okay,